On the Policy with Leah this week, we take a look at Nigeria's place in regional security efforts and its implications for internal security. Why has Nigeria remained a hotbed for criminal activities despite huge budgetary provisions to that sector over the years? These and more will be answered shortly. My name is Leah Katung-Babatunde, and as always, it's nice to have you join me on the program. We begin the business of the day from the trends table.
Nigeria's capital importation declined by 22.85% in the second quarter of 2024 to $2.6 billion from $3.37 billion recorded in the first quarter of the year. Data from the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) on capital importation, however, showed that Nigeria's capital importation rose by 152.8% from $1.03 billion when compared to the same period of last year. On capital imports, portfolio investment led with $1.4 billion, followed by other investments at $1.169 billion. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has again reiterated its unwavering commitment to ensuring the stability, safety, and soundness of Nigeria's financial system. Following growing concerns over the global economic environment and the potential risk faced by the banking sector, the CBN assured the public that depositors' funds are secure, emphasizing its proactive measures to maintain financial stability. Acting Director of Corporate Communications of the bank, Hakama Sidi Ali, who stated this in a statement, reaffirmed the critical importance of maintaining public confidence in Nigeria's banking system. The first set of Nigerian skilled workers to be exported through the National Talent Export Program, NATEP, are headed for the Gulf nation of Kuwait. Permanent Secretary to the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Ambassador Nura Abbarimi, in a message to the trainees, said the National Talent Export Program is timely and strategic due to its focus on boosting jobs and income.
Export talent has come to stay because it is reliable, it is acceptable, it is very dependable, it is implementable, as we are doing now, and also it's also sustainable.
So we want to package Nigeria and use our talent pool as an opportunity to transform our economy.
The Securities and Exchange Commission says it will enforce regulations in the financial technology fintech ecosystem to curb mismanagement of funds and align operators with existing rules. Director General of Imota, who spoke at the Nigeria FinTech Week, said a regulatory environment that is conducive for the innovative use of technology is essential in the drive to transform Nigeria. He added that it is time for fintech operators to be held to the rules of the capital market when it comes to fundraising.
Here's that conversation on Nigeria's policy direction on internal security. Nigeria has played a pivotal role in ensuring peace and stability, not only in the West African sub-region, but of course within the entire United Nations security framework. Nigeria's foreign policy tilts towards a big brother kind of role and believes that West African security can only be guaranteed by policies of cooperation, economic integration, and the adoption of consensual social fabric. Being the largest black nation with multiple unmanned borders, this open door policy has come with implications for Nigeria and Nigerians, and of course with dire consequences. Dr. Diyeli Aigbe is a researcher and currently lectures at Caleb University, Imota, Southwest Nigeria, Lagos State. He lectures at the Department of Criminology, Peace, Conflict and Security Studies. It's nice to have you join me for this conversation, Doctor.
Thank you very much. It's a great privilege to be here.
Thank you. Perhaps we start by you giving me an insight to the entire position of Nigeria on regional integration and the implications for internal security.
Yes, we have been playing the dominant role, if you recall, during the ECOWAS region, during Ibrahim Babangida's era, when we have the ECOMOG, we formed the ECOMOG from that region when there was this civil war in Liberia, and Nigeria had to form troops, send troops there, and we played a dominant role in the role. And because the Western powers were very reluctant to intervene, and during the Babangida government, Joshua Dogere was one of the maiden commander that took spearheaded the Nigerian foreign policy during the Babangida administration, if you recall. And a lot of intervention, we extended out down to Sierra Leone. We see the impact, even the people read meanings to it, and maybe it was a time of a Nigerian trying to play a dominant role or trying to flex muscles with the, but the intervention really worked. But even though we spent a lot of money there, and we had a lot of windfall of oil, and the government pumped a lot of money, and that intervention role played a very dominant role and gave Nigeria that dominant role, big brother role. They call it the big giant of Africa. And we couldn't, unfortunately, we couldn't sustain that momentum. It was even during the military era. And the subsequent government didn't build up on that foundation which the federal government laid. And see Nigeria as, even though it has a ripple effect on our citizens and there's a reprisal about Nigeria, see Nigeria as a threat and a dominant figure. But we couldn't build on that foundation with the President Babangida consolidated, built on. And the subsequent government couldn't build on that. And because of the economic policy of the government, and even during the Obasanjo government too, he did that from the rule. So during the United Nations peacekeeping, we could see the role how the police were very, very effective. But in terms of this part of the world, in Nigeria, internally, our police were not being respected, but abroad, they won a lot of medals and been applauded for that. So subsequent government couldn't build on that, and we started fizzled out and everything. This present government, Tinubu government came in, he wanted to play that dominant role. You could see that, and most of the Western, the French government came in and tried to, if you look at the Islamic State, they came and the expansion of Islamic State in Mali, Burkina Faso, and the French couldn't be able to, because of internal parochial interest, they couldn't build on that, and that's why the military coup came. When the present government came, Tinubu came in, he wanted to play that formidable role that, and most of them led to that military government, going to military overthrowing, and they couldn't play that formidable role, build on that foundation. But this government is trying to at least play that role of as a big brother, and because of his personality, he's trying to bring that. But you could see the revolt within the French-speaking aspect of it, and we're not able to build that. But because of our economy and because of the bad image of Nigerians, per se, they couldn't play that, and because our election was not was not really seen as free and fair. So that's the present government could not come clean and say that, okay, you are saying democracy. Initially he wanted to prove tough, but because of the pressure for internal communities, and they couldn't sustain that momentum, and that's where Nigeria is now in terms of international policy. So you have to look at your own country people. Are they really well taken care of before you now look outside? So, and because of resources and the economic situation in the country, Nigeria is not as buoyant as it were, and maybe that's why government is trying to, okay, let's face our own internal security. You recall when the Buhari government extended the railway station from Niger or from one to Niger, saying that Nigeria was Accra. That was the role the president wanted to play, that big brother role. But because of our naira has really fallen into the international market, we couldn't sustain. But Nigeria is really trying that aspect of it. In terms of West Africa, we're being a dominant figure, and they can see what the effect now. The role has not been very, very effective as. Or maybe when they say when America coughs, the world stage. But Nigeria has that kind of posture to be able to do that, but effectively we're not able to do it because of some politics involved and everything. And
we feel the spillover effects of crisis in some of these jurisdictions, and one will be wondering that aren't we supposed to have by now mastered that art of providing solution even for ourselves?
If you look at the Arab Spring, there was the effect of the Arab Spring, and when it started in Tunisia, when the former president for life fled, when the small boy Mohammed Sahidi, set himself, set himself ablaze and everything, and spread to Egypt, from Egypt to Tunisia, and the effect of now the Western powers now talked about the regime change in Libya, and they couldn't sustain that momentum and trying to remove Gaddafi, and the spillover of it. Because Africa, our borders are very porous. You could look at this from Libya, Burkina Faso, coming to the east. It was a free route for just from Niger to enter Nigeria, just the borderline. And that's why United Nations under Resolution 295, 296 talked about the use of technology to go a long way of boarding our police, our borderline management. But we couldn't know, because you cannot use human security, the capacity of corruption in the system. So technology has a way of playing a role, because our border, you can see the border. America has adopted that strategy. When Mexico are trying to infiltrate into America, the use of technology will go a long way. So the United Nations did that resolution, 295, 296 about using technology in our borderlines, because Nigeria is a very visible country in West Africa. So definitely, if we don't have a good, our law enforcement are always mobilized to do the job, and there will always foreigners will always come in and infiltrate into our system borderlines. Because that's why the porous border, these farmers' elders clashes became like during the Buhari administration was very, very like a rampant, a current. Military couldn't contain it, the police couldn't contain it. And because, so when we don't talk of stakeholder engagement, look at our borderline. Those people who are in charge of our law enforcement and the military, they say will not allow that to work because of, it's a free for all for money. You release funds and you don't give account of how that money is being spent. Accountability in the system is not where, you can't give account of it. But you see, like during the 8 years of if you can take records, can prove it, 8 years of Buhari government, about 11.18 trillion naira from 2015 to 2022. When it's in government, so no account has been given to it. So government does releasing funds, but we're not seeing the effect of it. So we talk about technology, and sometimes when interests are not there, the reason of, the bureaucracy involved of releasing funds, the red tape is involved. You have to go to Abuja to sign. Some people need to sign, and the padding, the National Assembly budget party want to increase the fee to make their own cut. So the structure of government is not really helping matter. The nepotism, the structure is not really helping. And corruption in the system is really impeding. There's mega corruption in our security sector. We've made the recommendations several times. We talked about we should not even make reforms again. We should be transforming our mentality, because our security structure it's a colonial era, colonial mentality of trying to enforce people to pay tax and everything. And that's how our law enforcement. I opportunity to probably educate some people in the police staff college about the use of technology. Even Namibia is e-policing in our their own level. So aid them, to make them, to assist them, because you cannot do it with your own bare hands, with your own knowledge. You can't just use the firepower of the insurgents are very powerful. If you look at the Gaza war, they're trying to even use chemical weapon now to eliminate Israel, and Israel is not trying to respond to that effect. So it's a global trend. The holistic, the security is the global world is under security threat now. So we need to find a way of trying to use technology. We talk about artificial intelligence to go a long way, because human errors, a lot of people want to make money out of the system. You can just breach it. You can just put with artificial intelligence, we can really mitigate all kind of things. It will expose you if you're corrupt. That is a very complex thing. And
because I'm actually wondering that with the amount of technological advancement we've seen from Nigerians, we cannot say the same thing is being replicated in the security architecture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said the political will of our leaders, political will. The IG is there to serve the president that put him there, not the interest of Nigerians. If you recall, when the president was really agitated about state police, he came up there and there is not rep enough. And you can see how it fizzled out. Nobody's talking about state police again. There's some people myopic reason and saying that the state government, the state governors will hijack it, when you know that the syndicate groups or organized crimes organizing are working together, forming synergy together to put pressure on our law enforcement, but they're not really motivated. They're not really well paid. When I was to give analysis on the police staff college about use of technology, and I look at the agenda of the present government, about 7-point agenda on this 80-page documents, and I picked on one on security architecture doctrines, which the government said, improve salaries of. I said, have they increased salaries? They say, no, for where they have not paid us. So give vitalizing of names of the use of technology. Have they done that? They'll tell you no funds, because you can't joke with the funds of the military. The politician knows the implication of it. But I told them, I wasn't telling I have a one-on-one talk with them, but you tend to protect the rich at the expense of the poor ordinary Nigerians. And when it comes to the national, when it comes to budgeting, they slash your budget. If you go to the barracks, you like ghettos, you go to Kifalamo Barracks specifically, I can say, you don't like you are living in a gutter, like you are looking in a Ajegule. And these are the people you want to put to give to go and fire well-equipped kidnappers who are using technology to profile you and pay for ransom. We have done several police reforms. 2018, during Obasanjo government. 2019, there's another reform. It did 2 reforms, and it showed 3 reforms. I'm not trying to praise this present government. They made efforts when the Oronsayan panel came up and they said, let us adopt and pruning up the numbers of people in the government. Then it came up the state police, and there was a panel, even the former head of state, Salami, that handed over this came out. And the former president came out, a military man for them, and said that Nigeria we should go in towards the state direction of state. Then IG said they were not ripe. The reason, and you can see the effect now. But he's forgetting that he will not be the IG forever. So whatever he says will be used against him. So you should be able to put structure on ground to be able to. You're afraid because of one singular challenge. You now say you're going to rock the boat. Which the present IG will change his narrative, look at the welfare of your salaries. Look at the welfare and salaries and welfare of your staffs, and know the Nigerian police. I believe so much. I've worked with them, interact with them. They have passion for the job and everything. And their families, they have families. They have to know. I gave an example of the public-private partnership of Karachi in Pakistan. They did that, taking care of their welfare. They said, yeah, Dr. Aigbe, that's a very good one. Yes, we can do that. People, a private partnership, but since we're talking of no funding, when we do it, they say no fund. So why not fund the private? Because the Lagos State government did that, man. The Lagos State Trust Council, okay, trust funds. You know, okay, private sector, you want to make profits, you want to make business, you want to work, operate peacefully in Lagos State, you have to bring, so they brought a lot of resources out to support the police, of them brought, and it was very effective, but they have to give account of this money. No, it's private sector money. You have to give account, so you give accountability to it. So government can, if we have a private sector, it worked in Pakistan when they take, the government is taking care of your family, your school, your children, that you have the welfare system, they can go to Harvard, your wife is taken care of when you kill in the line of duty, insurance covers them, your wife will take almost 100 million. You want to die for Nigeria, just like a British police or a British, American military man want to die for his country, so because they know the country will take care of them. I will make this recommendation to the government if you are claiming that there are no resources, but they live big, they live large and everything. When it comes to protecting them, you now give excuses, there's no funds, you're managing and everything. So I want to urge the private sector to come. The United Nations gave that solution, the technicals, the nexus between security and development. You want to profit, you want to make profit. You cannot operate when there's no peace. When there's insecurity, you're going to make profit. Out of that money, you're going to make for profit. They call it under surplus value, under Damascus dialectical materialism. So use that pronoun to support the police. Nigerians are patriotic. They are resilient people. I've met them. But the structures, is not really helping them to deliver, and and it's really sad.
So looking at this structure now, I am from the northern part of this country, and one thing is certain: if I see a Malian, I know you are a Malian. If I see a Burkinabe, I know where you come from. These people, just like the Nigerians, we know them. They live amongst us. The South is having the same kind of influx from Cameroon and everywhere. We know the bad eggs. They perpetrate these things here, but we shield them, and we can't do these kinds of things in their country. Is it a mindset kind of thing, or what's?
It's a mindset. You just put the right word. Just hit it on the nail. And then who do you want to report to, Madam Leah? Who do you want to report? The system? They will come after you. Do you want to report? What's your own? The system or mindset. You just nail it. Because if you want to be patriotic, the system will want to frustrate you. Why you're doing busybody? What's your own now? Is it not? Has it come to disturb you? I had experience in my father's house, close to Lagos. I saw it. He says it's from Mali. I said, how did you get here in the first place? Doing shoemaker job, and you can probably come and attack me. Going through all this season, how did you go through? Like when you speak in Hausa, it's like if they don't, okay, this part of us, because that, just allow you, just turn a blind eye. He's just trying to mean some limits of livelihood. You can't report like abroad, America. You call 911. You know what it means. This is a foreigner. You don't have come. But the system here, they say, what's your own business? Mind your business. Everybody's trying to survive. You have time to go and report somebody. So these are the things. The structure is not really helping matters. And you want to be patriotic, they'll say, what's your own? Is it we're trying to, maybe you read religion to maybe the person. So our mindset, that's what they call us developing country, and we get upset and get offended about it. Because the way we think, the way we know, because for national interest, you see somebody that is not in Nigeria, who do you want to report to? The policeman will say, what's your own now? I'm like, is that what you came here to come and report? So the structure are weak. They have weak institutions that cannot take up matters and they need to build on it to police our borders. We cannot use human security to do that. They'll get exhausted. They're tired.
So if you're going to speak to this issue now as a way out, holistically, what should be the nationalistic approach to this as a government and as people?
I expect the National Assembly to come out and say, okay, with this illicit, what have we achieved with it? We're just spending money, just releasing funds. What are this money being spent? Not just spend money. Is it the channel? Is it for welfare? I'm going to see about 11 trillion, Madam Lee. If you have 11 trillion, if you have taken care of welfare of the staffs, because even use technology, you see use people that are going to use this technology. They can frustrate the system. Hey, you can spend money for technology, you cannot speak. We go. What about us? What about welfare? What about families? So I believe the private sector should come in and the private sector can really mobilize the time of the way to give account of money. No, definitely if all the banks decide to give, so you have to get, how do you spend that money? Come out publicly. But we don't do that in this part of the world. They say it's security votes. You don't give account of it. I don't know where we got this mindset. Like you said, mindset. How can you not give public funds? You say you don't give account of it? So you can see our governors are like emperors. Like we have the National Security Council, which all the state governors are supposed to be there, meet every once in a week, twice or thrice in a year. You see, they hardly meet. It's part of this security, and they are releasing funds. No feedback. Okay, this money, have they been well spent? Oh, how did you spend it? Is it for the welfare of the staffs? Who? Because if officers can frustrate you, when you cannot provide for them, you're going to technology because you want to use that one to siphon funds. Who operate those security? Who operate those technology? It's human beings. And I'm so sad that our National Security, National Intelligence Agency, NIA, to play a role of just like the CIA or Nigerian replica. We just like the Nigerian public, we also want to copy. FBI is there. You want to replicate it here, just to give some people but you're not doing the job. That you could say the National Intelligence Agency just resigned. Just like people, the government say, okay, I will not want to fire you, but just put your in a very coded way and everything, and came down and said that So we could look at those and it was a side effect of those protests. People the government would have got intelligence. Who are those? Okay, trying to mitigate it. They were just dormant, not reactive. He said I would have gotten intelligence. But when it comes to when you could see the raid of the National Labour Congress, how they reacted quickly. But when it comes to another thing, how to cop insurgency, you see them, you just say, don't we have a Nigerian? I said, we have a Nigerian Institute of NIA, which is a replica of a CIA. They don't joke intelligence. They don't joke intelligence. But I don't know why you establish an agency, you're not playing that role. Or partner, if you cannot do it, partner with it. Come and teach us how we can get intelligence. Intelligence is one of the critical areas. You have to pay money for it. It involves money. Because you're giving intelligence about a threat to national security. You don't want to pay me. Just actually come and give intelligence free of charge. My father did that adoption. I did that strategy. It was very fair. You'd be like as if you're a magician. So my father was in charge of NNPC pipeline vandals. And he was thinking, we were just talking like intelligence. They'll come and give him information before, he just infiltrate them into the system, pretend as if it's part of them, come and give. And they take care of their families. And because of the kind of person you are, you tell management, release funds. Yes. So they give my father and I will give account. That's how you operate. If you say you don't no funds, you take note of it. Say the National Security Advisor will release same letter to the National President and make it more public. I've sent one to the President to say there's no funds. If any so you don't come and call me that National Security Advisor is not doing anything. If you make it public, the President will now say no, what you know. So release funds. Because anything happen, they cause security. The police are not doing well. They're not the procedure. What can they do when if government release the funds? Don't give up. The national state will never ask how this money is being spent. So I want to use this medium to appeal to the private sector to come to form a synergy of the big banks, the mega companies come together. Okay, we cannot depend on government. Government is not reliable because of the biggest corruption in the system. We want to form that synergy with them and partner, but we want to release fund. We're going to give account of that money, so that Nigeria will be safe. I think we should not leave the responsibility on government alone. Take care of them, and I've interacted with them. Have them, some of them as friends, and my rank. Do you know my money is not up to 200,000? I mean to go and die. Okay. Some marriage are broken up because some of them are making compromises. Look at me, not be your police, not be your colleague, the other man will be that man. We don't build house for Banana Island. The wife is telling the husband. So the husband said, I should go and be patriotic policeman there now. So and the pension system is nothing to write him about. It's really sad and everything. So you can't just give yourself, you can't just put yourself on a line because of one country, Nigeria. But if you're an American, you know what it means. Your future is safe.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Aigbe, for giving all the insight.
My name is Aldo Mekori. Keep watching the Policy with Leah.
It aims to provide policymakers an opportunity to explain their policies in a way that members of the public affected by those policies can understand and engage with those policies.
Keep watching the Policy with Leah.
We move on to our education segment, Simplify This, and from there we head to the markets. the much we can take on this segment. Don't forget that you can log on to our sister website. It is www.marketnigertv.com. We have all the details for you there. As we draw the curtains on this episode, don't forget you can log on to our YouTube channel. It is at Saban Media Services, and leave us your feedback, questions, and suggestions to help us serve you better. Until we come your way again, same time next week. Remain safe out there, and God bless Nigeria.